What's up, internet? Welcome to Weirdo Reviews. I'm Jonathan Sim, your favorite movie weirdo, and it is time for a spoiler-free review. Spider-Man Far From Home is a superhero movie. That is all you're getting of my beautiful singing voice. I'm not going to spoil you guys. This movie was written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers and directed by John Watts. It's a sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, and it follows Peter Parker as he's on this school trip to Europe, but trouble follows him there and he must be Spider-Man along with the help of a new hero named Mysterio. So like I said, this video will not have any spoilers in it. I will not go too in-depth about this movie because a lot of things happen in this movie that are really spoilery and I can't get into them. But anyways, Spider-Man Far From Home. I really like this movie. It's not the best Spider-Man movie by a long shot because I still like, a lot of the other Spider-Man movies more, but this is a really good Spider-Man movie. Tom Holland, I stand by my opinion that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. He's the best Peter Parker and he's the best Spider-Man. Tom Holland gives another great performance in this movie as this hero who just needs to be a high school student along with this hero at the same time. And he really does a good job of showing that conflict and how, he wants to do something but he also needs to be Spider-Man. Jake Gyllenhaal? Oh man, let's talk about Jake Gyllenhaal because I love that guy. I really love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's an amazing actor, especially in movies like Nightcrawler. And he definitely shows his acting talent in this movie. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was a really good Mysterio, and I had a lot of fun watching him on screen. This movie does a really good job of tying back to the original, like all of the other MCU movies, because it does have connections to, events and scenes that happened in the past, and it also does a really good job of connecting this movie to the events that happened in Infinity War and Endgame, and gives us a really good perspective of how everything happened, but from the perspective of a high school, which I thought was really entertaining, and it worked for some pretty good laughs too. So yeah, Tom Holland's great, Jake Gyllenhaal's great, and so is Zendaya, and everybody else who plays the supporting characters. They all are really good. I love how this movie has a lot of entertaining supporting characters along with all of the big superhero Spider-Man action stuff. Because we get to learn a lot about Peter Parker's classmates and who they all are and how they connect to him. And the relationship works really well because it all shows how this is a high school comedy disguised as a superhero movie, and it works really well. And this is a movie where I was watching it and I was like, well, this is kind of predictable. I mean, come on. Could you guys have really made anything more obvious, because I know what's gonna happen. You guys aren't fooling me, Marvel. You're not fooling me. I know what's gonna happen. But then they do things and then I'm like, whoa! What the fuck? What? So yeah, this movie is not predictable, okay? You might think that it's predictable, but it isn't predictable at all. Now, I do have some issues with this movie, and that, these issues are what makes this movie not my favorite Spider-Man movie. First of all, the action scenes, I mean, I really liked them. I thought they were all really intense, and, I think they did a good job of, just, having all of this Spider-Man action. But the problem is that all of them tend to look very similar. It's always just, this big monster that's made out of something out of nature or an element or something, just hey, I'm the monster, hey. And then Spider-Man just needs to be like, oh my god, I'm Spider-Man, I need to stop it. Then Mysterio's like, oh, I need to help Peter Parker stop it. And that's pretty much what all of the action looks like in this movie. It doesn't really get any different than that, like Spider-Man Homecoming did, which had a lot of different types of action scenes. This movie, the action scenes all look kind of similar, and it could be a little bit repetitive. Also, Spider-Man did not quip in this movie. Like, you know, we always watch Spider-Man to see, like, you know, him, you know, making these jokes and all these quips during all of the action scenes. He doesn't make any jokes in this movie. And I found it a little disappointing that they never found a way to use the 1960s Spider-Man theme song in this movie. You know what I was singing in the opening, like, you know, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. They never put that theme in the movie, and like I was just waiting for that. I was waiting for that perfect moment for them to use it, and it came up a lot, but they just never put that music in the movie. This movie could also be a bit unrealistic at times because Peter Parker is on this class trip with his, like, you know, class and teachers to Europe, and Peter disappears from his class for extended periods of time, and the teachers just don't worry at all. They don't think, you know, oh my god, where's Peter? Maybe we should call Aunt May or something, and, you know, because, like, we literally lost a kid on a class trip. What are we gonna do? But like, they don't do that. Like, they just kind of, like, ignore how Peter just vanishes from the class to be Spider-Man over and over again. But those are just, like, you know, my little problems with Spider-Man Far From Home. Overall, I think this movie isn't as good as Raimi's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I liked Homecoming just a tiny bit better than this, and Into the Spider-Verse obviously beats all of them. But this movie is definitely better than, like, you know, The Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2, at least in my opinion. Also, do not leave when the credits start, okay? I watched this yesterday, and so many people just got up and left right when the credits started. And I was like, are you motherfucking serious? Like, seriously? This is a Marvel movie. Well, why would you leave right when the credits start, you freaking amateurs? Because the mid-credit scene is amazing, okay? It's absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna say what happens, but it's amazing. And you need to see it, okay? It's a must-see. It adds on to the story, and it is a must-see. As for the end credits, like the end credits of the movie, you know, we have this scene where, like, you know, it's kind of like a twist in a sort of way. It's not completely necessary, but it's really, you know, cool. I like the idea. Overall, I liked Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie. It's not a perfect Spider-Man movie just because, like, you know, Spider-Man didn't have any quips in the movie. And, you know, not everything is done perfectly with the story. But Mysterio was great. Spider-Man was great. Everybody was awesome in this movie. I'm going to give Spider-Man Far From Home an 8 out of 10. So what did you guys think of Spider-Man Far From Home? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, check it out. I got some merch now. I got posters. I got this Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald poster at a screening, an advanced screening a couple months ago. And, you know, I just never put it up till now. And this one was for the re-release of Avengers Endgame. And, you know, I just got this little cool poster. I feel like I'm going to put up some more stuff up there over time. As of now, those are my only 2 decorations. Also, I have a vlog channel. If you guys want to see my vlog channel, just go down there to subscribe. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, just like, you know, this, Weirdo Reviews, click right there. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. And if you want to see more reviews in the future, please subscribe. And as always, stay weird.
You going to step up or not?
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man.
You work for Spider-Man?
I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.